So, Honorable Principal, esteemed guest speakers of this evening, respected participants, good evening to all of you. Welcome back to this fourth day session on this international multidisciplinary faculty development program, which is being organized by Government Degree College Kulgam, Kashmir, in collaboration with Cap Comorin Trust, Tamil Nadu, India. So this evening, unlike other days, we got three esteemed speakers with us. I'm afraid we'll have to stick to the time frame of almost 40 minutes to each speaker, including the question and answer session. And remind you that we have the feedback link over there, so you can your feedback is always welcome. That will help us to get best to you. And second thing is we'd also share the the chat box is open generally towards the end of the presentation, so we always welcome the questions from your side to the speakers, so that they can ask you even if we have a lesser time to answer your questions directly. So to begin with, we have our first speaker of this session. She is Professor Dr. Ambassador Esther Mala from the Malaysia. Welcome, ma'am. To briefly give you the, to throw some light on the achievements and the kind of the personality she is. And in fact, I'll tell you, we are lucky to have her here, rather honored. She's the founder and CEO of Elegant Empire Education. She's the ambassador for Commonwealth Iconic Federation, Doctor of Business Management Education and Education. She's country director IPRH Malaysia. She's an international inspirational speaker, award winner, certified global trainer. She got so many awards in her kitty, and it is a long list. So it is. So I'll read a few of them for you, which are among the latest ones in 2023. She got the Best Global Educator Award 2023, Macedonia. Worldwide Leadership Gold Award winner again in 2023, and all the way from up to Outstanding EDU Leader Award, Pricel Golden Global Iconic Award, and Pricel Global Golden Iconic Award, Global Educator Award, so on and so forth. So without taking much time, so I request Professor Dr. Ambassador Esther Mala to kindly start with her presentation, and I think she is going to talk to us regarding the challenges to AI in education. Over to you, ma'am. Please start with your presentation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal. Welcome, dear delegates. Sorry for the delay. Welcome, dear all. Today, my topic is about new age education, methods and technologies. Yeah, Dr. Muhammad already introduced me, so I'll go straight away to the session. Okay. New age teaching methods and technologies are transforming the way education is delivered and received. These innovative approaches leverage advancement in technology and pedagogical theories to create more engaging, personalized, and effective learning. Let's see what is online learning platform. The first one here. Yeah. We have so many under this, but I will go one by one. Here are some keys, methods, and technology for shaping future of education. Yeah. The first one will be online learning platforms. Online learning platforms, we have two sections, which is first one will be Learning Management System, LMS. LMS platforms like Moodle, Blackboard, and Canvas enable educators to organize course materials, assignments, and assessments online. Next one will be massive open online courses, MOOCs. Platforms like Coursera, edX, and Udacity offers high quality courses from top universities and institutions, making education accessible to a global audience. The third one under online learning platforms would be online tutoring. Virtual tutoring platforms connect students with expert tutors for personalized assistance. Next will be blended learning. Blended learning combines traditional classroom instruction with online resources and activities, allowing the flexibility and personalized learning experiences. The third one will be flipped classroom. In a flipped classroom, students review lecture materials online before class and use it in class time for active discussion and problem solving, promoting deeper understanding. The next one would be gamification. Gamification incorporates game elements such as points, badges, and leaderboards into educational activities to increase student engagement and motivation. Next is now widely in use, which is virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. Let's see what is it. VR and AR technologies create immersive learning environments, enabling students to explore complex concepts or historical events in a more interactive way. Next will be artificial intelligence. AI, as everybody knows, is powered tools, can provide personalized learning paths, assess students' progress, and offer recommendation for improvement. Next will be adaptive learning. Adaptive learning platforms adjust content and difficulty based on individual students' performance, ensuring a tailored learning experiences. Next would be the video-based learning. Video-based learning involves educational videos such as TED Talks, Khan Academy, and YouTube tutorials offer accessible and engaging ways to learn new topics. These are only few, there are many more. Next would be collaborative tools. Let's see what's collaborative tools. Platforms like Google Workspace and Microsoft Teams facilitate real-time collaboration, allowing students and educators to work together seamlessly. The next one will be mobile learning. Mobile learning is with the prevalence of smartphones and tablets. Mobile apps and responsive websites provide on-the-go access to educational materials. Next, peer-to-peer learning. Peer-to-peer learning is peer mentoring, discussion forums, and group projects encourage students to learn from and teach one another. Next is data analytics and learning analytics. Analyzing student data helps educators identify areas for improvement and tailor instruction to individual needs. Next will be open educational resources, which is, in brief, we call it OER. OER, including texts, videos, and course materials, are freely available to students, reducing the cost of education. Yeah, there's a lot of online free courses online now, with some of them are providing certificates as well. The next one will be blockchain technology. Blockchain technology can be used to verify academic credentials, reducing fraud and streamlining the hiring process. Next, digital assessment tools. Online quizzes, automated grading, and plagiarism detection tools simplifies assessment processes. Next is micro-learning. Micro-learning breaks down content into small digestible modules, making it easier for students to absorb information in short bursts. The last one here would be cognitive science insights. Cognitive science insights incorporates research findings from cognitive science, helps in design learning experiences that align with how the brain processes and retains information. These new age teaching methods and technologies have the potential to enhance the quality and accessibility of education across various levels, from K-12 to higher education and lifelong learning. However, it's essential to integrate them thoughtfully and adapt to the specific needs of context of learners and educators. Today, I would like to discuss focus on two new age learning elements, methods. Okay, the first one would be flipped classroom teaching methods and its benefit. Flipped classroom teaching method is an instructional strategy that reverses the traditional teaching model. In a flipped classroom, students engage with course content outside of the classroom, typically through watching videos, reading materials, or completing online assignments before coming to class. Classroom time is then used for active learning activities such as discussion, group projects, problem solving, and application of concepts. This method proven to be very effective as it's not so boring like the conventional method. This approach has gained popularity recent years and offers several benefits. Okay, let's see what are the benefits. First is the increased engagement. Flipping the classroom can make learning more engaging and interactive. Instead of passively listening to lectures, students actively participate in discussion and hands-on activities during class, which can boost their interest and motivation. Next will be personalized learning. Students can go through the pre-class materials at their own pace, allowing them to review difficult concepts as needed and spend more time on areas they find challenging. Next will be active learning. This is also another benefit. Classroom time is dedicated to active learning experiences, which have been shown to enhance retention and understanding of the material. This can include problem-solving exercises, group discussions, debates, and hands-on experiments. Next, immediate feedback. Flip classroom facilitates immediate feedback. Instructors have opportunities to provide immediate feedback and clarification during class, addressing students' questions and misconceptions as they arise. Next will be flexibility. The flipped classroom approach accommodates different learning styles. Students who learn best by reading and can focus on the written materials, while those who prefer visual or auditory learning can benefit from video lectures. Next would be promotes, flipped classroom promotes critical thinking. Active engagement with material in the classroom promotes critical thinking and high-order cognitive skills. Students are encouraged to analyze, evaluate, and apply what they have learned. Flipped classroom contributes to time efficiency. The flipped classroom can save valuable class time by moving content delivery outside the classroom. This extra time can be used to cover more advanced topics and delve deeper into the subject matter. Next is enhanced teacher-student interaction. Yes, this is the best features here. Yeah, it helps in interaction between students and teachers. Instructors have more one-on-one time with students, which can lead to better relationship and a deeper understanding of individual learning needs. Next is improved attendance. Yeah, it's proven. Flipped classroom improves class attendance. How? Knowing that they are expected to actively participate in class, students are often more motivated to attend and be prepared, reducing absenteeism. Next is preparation for real-time situation. Active learning and problem-solving activities in classroom mimic real-world scenarios, helping students develop practical skills and apply theoretical knowledge. I think I missed out this point here on the slide. Okay, next would be peer learning. Collaborative activities in classroom foster peer-to-peer learning as students work together to solve problems and share insights. Next, technology integration. The flipped classroom often utilizes technology which can be attractive to digital native students and help them develop digital literacy skills. It is important to note that the success of flipped classroom methods depends on how well it is implemented. Instructors need to carefully design the pre-class materials, plan meaningful in-class activities, and provide support for students who may struggle with self-paced learning. When executed effectively, the flipped classroom can be a a valuable teaching strategy that promotes active learning and better prepares students for success in their academic and professional lives. Okay, the next method which I'm focusing on is adaptive learning method. Adaptive learning method, it covers data analytics and assessment, personalized content, self-paced learning, feedback and guidance, adaptive assessment, gamification and engagement, machine learning and AI, content diversity, accessibility and inclusivity, continuous improvement. Let's see. What is adaptive learning method? Adaptive learning methods refer to educational approaches and technologies that personalize the learning experiences for individual students based on unique needs, preference, and progress. These methods leverage technology and data to continuously assess and adapt instructional content, pace, and strategies to optimize learning outcomes. Here are some key aspects and examples of adaptive learning methods. Let's see the first one, data analytics and assessment. The adaptive learning system collects data on students' performance, behavior, and interaction with learning material. Learning analytics analyzes this data, helps identify strengths and weakness, learning patterns, and areas requiring improvement. Next will be personalized content. This we have two areas where first one is content customization, where adaptive system tailor the content to suit suit each student's learning style and proficiency level. Next, adaptive content sequencing. This is the order in which students encounter content can be adjusted based on their progress. Next will be number 3 will be self-paced learning. Let's see what's this self-paced learning. We have sections. First one is individual progress. Students can progress through materials at their own pace, with their system adapting to their speed of learning. Next section will be review and remediation. Adaptive systems can provide additional content or exercises when a student struggles with a particular concept. Next is feedback and guidance. Feedback and guidance also have 2 sections. First is immediate feedback. Adaptive systems can offer instant feedback and assessments and assignments, helping students learn from their mistakes. Next will be guided learning path under feedback and guidance. Students receive guidance on what to study next, allowing them to focus on areas where they need improvement. The following is adaptive assessment. Adaptive assessment 2 has 2 sections. That's assessment adjustment. The difficulty of assessment question can be dynamically adjusted based on a student's performance, ensuring they are challenged but not overwhelmed. Next, gamification and engagement. Gamification elements is under this would be incorporating elements like badges, points, and leaderboards to motivate and engage students, like I mentioned in the flipped classroom. Next will be interactive learning. Using stimulations and interactive content, it makes learning more engaging and experiential. Next will be machine learning and AI. It has also 2 sections, 2 elements under this, which is predictive algorithms. Machine learning algorithms can predict a student's future performance based on their past interactions and adjust accordingly. Next element is natural language processing, NLP. Yeah, not neuro linguistic programs. Yeah, NLP can be used to language learning and assessment, providing pronunciation and grammar feedback. Next is content diversity. Under content diversity, we have multimodal content, which is offering a variety of content types such as videos, text, quizzes, and interactive stimulations to cater to different learning preferences. Next will be accessibility and inclusivity. Under accessibility features, we have it ensures that adaptive learning platforms are designed to accommodate students with disabilities, providing options like screen readers and captioning. And the last one would be continuous improvement. Under this, we have iterative updates. Adaptive systems learn from ongoing data, which can inform improvements in content, instructional method, and users' experiences. Example of adaptive learning platforms and tools include Newton, Dreambox, Duolingo, and many learning management systems, that is LMS, and that incorporates adaptive features. In conclusion, adaptive learning methods have the potential to enhance education by providing a more personalized and effective learning experience, catering to the diverse needs and abilities of individual learners. However, their success depends on the quality of data, algorithms, and careful design of the learning experiences. Yeah, I'll end with this. Thank you for your kind attention.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for such a lucid, wonderful presentation. So that was very nice, and particularly you did stick more to the time, so that was more wonderful. Anyway, so the session is now open for the question and answer. So if participants have any questions, please feel free to ask. So Miss Radhika has raised the hand. So please go ahead, ma'am. Miss Radhika.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Yes,
It
good
was
evening.
presentation was very good, excellent presentation.
Yes.
And the question is, like, what has led to the emergence of AI, madam?
What is the? Sorry.
What are the issues that has led to the emergence of AI in the present period?
Oh, the emergence of AI. Of course,
Yeah.
as you know, technology advancement is like it's like happening so in a fast mode, fast pace, and of course, we want to improve. Every country, every people involved uh, in working environment, in business. Yeah, our employees are in business. Yeah, whether it's any sectors, let it be education or commercial or anything. So to increase productivity and to work whatever they do, work out efficiently in a short period of time. Okay, and of course now everybody are IT literate. So
Yes.
of course, engaging AI is the brilliant way of working, adapting it into our work life, or even our as students, our life, and even for everyone. I think AI is useful for everyone, not only students and working people. Yes.
So I can understand from your explanation that right now AI has become a global issue,
Yes.
and it is proving itself towards operating in a very fast manner in various sectors. Okay,
Yes.
ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
AI is definitely a blessing. If you know how to utilize it, you know how to deploy it into whatever area you are, you will definitely excel.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Yeah. Hope I answered your question well.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
you. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? No.
AI is the way of life now. Yeah.
Yeah.
AI is the way of life. It's the most crucial tools for self-development and also at work. So.
Okay. So if there are no further questions, thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful presentation. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you are a very busy person. So thank you once again on behalf of DDC Kulgam and on behalf of Cape Communion for taking time and enlightening us by such a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much.
Great pleasure, and I wish to thank our Dr. Sailaja Vasudeva for inviting me, for the opportunity. Thank you so much, and have a happy weekend. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll move to the second learned speaker of this session. That is Aranya Lampu, all the way coming from Greece. She's a multi-awarded global educator, STEM instructor, ICT teacher trainer, neuroeducation researcher, international speaker, author, and global peace ambassador, so on and so forth. She has got many awards. I read a few of them. She is a recipient of the Global Teacher Award 2019, 2020, and 2021. Winner and Global Teacher Prize finalist 2019. She is an editorial board member of many journals. She has presented her research in numerous international conferences and published many papers in different journals. So today we are honored to have you, ma'am, there. And then I think she's going to talk about the ethics around the AI. Thank you for joining us all the way from Greece. And over to you, ma'am, for the presentation.
Yes, warm greetings from Greece to everyone. I would like to congratulate all the organizers for this very important International Faculty Development Program on a very relevant topic nowadays, artificial intelligence. And of course, I would like to thank Dr. Saila Chai and Dr. Esther Mala for the kind invitation. Many congratulations to Dr. Esther Mala for for giving an overview of our digital technologies that we can leverage as educators in our classroom.
Thank you.
So my topic, thank you. My topic today will be ethics of AI in education, because nowadays we have the emergence of ChatGPT, and this has raised many debates. I think it's more important than ever to mention some important issues on ethics. That means how we should use and how we can implement AI projects, especially when we talk about education. So now I will share my presentation. I don't know, is it visible?
It is visible.
Yes. Can you see also the change of slides?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So according to Max Tegmark, life defined as a process that can retain its complexity and replicate. And life has developed through three stages: a biological stage, where its hardware and software are evolved; a cultural stage, where it can design its software and through learning; and a technological stage, where it can design its hardware as well, becoming the master of its own destiny. There are many definitions of AI. Of course, this branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers, or the capability of a machine to imitate intelligent human behavior. So we could define AI broadly as the discipline that creates computer systems capable of activities normally associated with cognitive effort. On the other hand, an important component of AI, machine learning, is a critical component of many AI systems, and refers to this ability of a system to learn and adapt over time based on exposure to data that reflected changes in underlying conditions, populations, or events. Activities performed by AI system normally require human intelligence, driving a car or operating a robot, but some systems also utilize an extensive knowledge base that will generally be beyond human capacity to recall, maintain, or interpret. So AI activities include, but they're not limited to, reasoning, decision-making also, deliberation, visual perception, speech, text, and pattern recognition, and judgment, also argumentation. So there's no doubt that AI revolutionizes education also. AI is here to stay in education. It's possible that we could say in the short or medium term, it will have only modest effects. But in long term, I think it will be very substantial, because it can have a profound effect. It is possible that, of course, this effect will not be positive, and it is more than possible that the early days of AI in education will see a widening of what we call educational inequality. Why? Because any important new technology widens inequality until penetration approaches 100%. And also, all although AI has the potential to make major positive contributions to learning both in school and out of school and increase personalization, we're going to talk about this. The consequences for teachers are hard to predict. So there are many questions about all these things because schools are complex organizations. And of course, AI will play an increasing role in what we call also new teaching aspects of education, with aspects that have to do little with the classroom teacher. For example, the allocation of students to schools in places where such decisions are still made outside individual schools, or how to improve recruitment procedures for teachers and other staffs, or how to, for instance, install some monitor AI systems to watch the children when they're playing the corridor. And many important AI systems that can be used for non-teaching aspects. If we talk about teaching aspects that could involve the teacher, for example, how we can improve design and mark terminal assessments, we can have more valid provision of information about students to the parents, so we can involve the parents more easily. We have nowadays what we call software tools, the software tools are more personalized. So individualization, differentiated, individualized learning is a very important component of AI. We talk about education. Of course, all these automation administrative tasks that would be easier for educators, the possibility to create smart content creation, to have an instant constructive feedback, and new efficiencies, tutoring, the digital assistance, and all these many opportunities that AI gives us. If we want to implement AI in schools, of course, things to consider before implementing, identify the role of AI in schools, to take into account the challenges of teaching AI in schools and the ways to overcome them, how to align AI with the existing environment in school, and how to make the transition process smoother. So how to start? Identify first the needs of AI technology. When and which subject we need it and why we need it and how we will implement it. Define the strategic objectives. Make the right culture, the talent, technology meet, and make up always smart ways to control the outcome of AI transformation. So here comes the question of ethics, because human flourishing, we talk about human flourishing because this is a broader conceptualization of the aim of education. And this idea that humans should lead a flourishing life is among the oldest of ethical principles, which was emphasized by the Greek ancient philosopher Aristotle. Why? Because there is a danger that AI education systems will focus, first of all, will focus on a narrow conceptualization of education in which the acquisition of knowledge or a narrow set of skills come to dominate. For instance, we could have, we could devise AI packages to teach literature. It will be difficult to create such packages for literature than to teach physics, for instance. So looking across the curriculum, we want, of course, students who are informed, active citizens. This means encouraging them to take an interest in political affairs at local, national, global levels. At the same time, to teach them values such as freedom, individual autonomy, equal consideration, and cooperation. And young people also need to possess an understanding of the nature of democracy, of divergent opinions, and all these things that are necessary in education. And it's not only students whose lives will increasingly be affected by the use of AI in education. It is difficult to predict what will be the consequences also for human teachers. We'll have more motivated students or teachers. We don't know. However, ethics and intelligence systems in the first decade of the 21st century has seen a boom of new subfields of computer science concerned with development of ethics in machines. We'll talk about machine ethics, computer ethics, robot materials, artificial morals. So if we could define AI ethics, we could say that this subfield of applied ethics focusing on the ethical issues raised by the development, deployment, and use of AI. Its main concern is how AI can use without causing problems. how this could lead to the good life of individuals in terms of quality of life or human autonomy and freedom, which is necessary for a democratic society. The European Council, the European Union has already created the Artificial Intelligence Act. The USA has a new blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights. In the UK, there's a same roadmap to an effective AI assurance ecosystem, and the World Economic Forum also has set up guidelines. So, usually, when we talk about ethical concerns, of course, this general anxiety that AI will replace human workers, or how we will use, politicians, for instance, we will use it in order to create wars. But I think the biggest fear is what we call superintelligence, because we have this fear that AI will reach a point where it doesn't care or about the existence of humanity anymore. That the technology will get to a point where it can teach itself and improve and invent on its own, and instead of becoming a force for the betterment of humanity, humanity becomes a servant of technology. So the fear is actually that our brains will just not be able to keep up with advancement, with development and invention after a certain point, because things will be moving too fast. So recent advances in science and technology of AI have actually called attention to the need for ethical principles and governance. So we can provide these principles that should guide the commission, creation, implementation, maintenance, retirement of AI systems as a foundation for governance throughout the life cycle, the AI life cycle, as we call it. Some of these principles are beneficence, normal efficiency, and autonomy. And a set of principles that follow from the creation engineering of AI systems is explainability of the technology, interpretability, fairness, absence of bias, very important, dependability, and provision of an audit trail for decisions, active management of knowledge. In organizational terms now, the principles require benevolence, mentioned before. What is benevolence? Aiming to do good through the use of AI. Transparency, key word when we talk about AI. Ensure that all assumptions and potential conflicts of interest are declared. And accountability, which means include active oversight of AI systems and management of any risks. Particular attention is drawn, of course, to the case of vulnerable populations where extreme care must be exercised. So this is the principles. We need to stick to Belmont principles. Belmont principle is actually a part of a report, the Belmont report, which identifies ethical principles and guidelines that address ethical issues arising from the contact of research with human subjects. So the main principles that traditionally apply to practice must be extended to AI systems, and this include autonomy, what I mentioned before, when we talk about organization, benevolence, transparency, accountability, and for the AI, explainability, interpretability, fairness, dependability, and auditability. Autonomy, we talk about autonomy in the context of AI, is usually refers to this capacity to operate without human oversight. So in the context of ethical principles, autonomy is further qualified to mean protecting the autonomy of all people and treating them with courtesy and respect and facilitating informed consent. Beneficence, the context implies that AI is designed explicitly to be helpful to people who use it. Normal efficiency is what we call do not harm, and every reasonable effort should be made to avoid, prevent, and minimize harm or damage to any stakeholder. And of course, justice. Justice refers to equity in representation and access to the AI data and the benefits of AI. So trustworthiness, organizational technical principles that we mentioned before, and now the role of AI in leading usually to unethical behavior recently has been analyzed in research in terms of 4 roles. The advisor, who makes recommendations, the role model, who models the behavior that the user can adopt, the partner collaborates with the user on a common goal, and delegate who executes decision on behalf of a user. As an advisor or role model, an AI system nudges humans to unethical behavior by suggesting or recommending antisocial actions or actions harmful to others using psychological mechanisms including conformity, complacency, inertia, diffusion of responsibility, observation, imitation, conformity to social norms. As a partner or enabler role, AI can corrupt behavior psychologically through collaboration or shared beliefs, benefits, and responsibilities. And using AI as a delegate can put distance between the human and the inflicted harm, providing anonymity, conscious relief, and displacing responsibilities. All these high-level principles that I mentioned may be applied at different stages of AI life cycle, which usually has an inception, design, development, deployment. At inception, the purpose and scope of any envisioned AI system must be made explicit, and stakeholders must be identified and consulted. And of course, specialized expertise may be necessary to assess the potential justification and likely impact of any AI system. So any AI solution will deliver largely the results that it was designed, trained, and developed to deliver. I think the most important is the second stage of the life cycle, what we call maintenance. Maintenance and knowledge management are critical, but frequently neglected parts of this life cycle. Because if you talk about health, I think it's the most eloquent example. As populations, diseases, and treatments change and discoveries are made, changing medical knowledge, it becomes necessary to update the training models, which are at the very heart of machine learning. So maintenance is a very important part. Now, of course, all around the world, we have a responsible, what we call AI movement, which is based on these principles: reliability and safety, fairness, accessibility, privacy, security, and quotability. And the second part of our presentation, where I'm going to present also a research, it's about ChatGPT, because we all know that OpenAI released the latest generation of large-scale multimodal language model in March 2023. And ChatGPT-4, it can receive image and text. Text input, but also has greatly enhanced reasoning ability, understanding complex issues, code writing capability. It has achieved breakthroughs in image recognition, in text put limitations, it can answer accuracy. It can handle more detailed instructions, can generate more diverse and creative text. And has the ChatGPT Plus has the ability also to generate up to 20 different types of programming codes and can easily switch between about 30 languages. So incredible capabilities. The first time when I used ChatGPT, I was thrilled. I tried to explore all these sorts of efficiencies, and it was actually amazing. And if we talk in general, the application of ChatGPT, it's actually now it is becoming a great super app, which connected with other apps, and of course, which cause disruption in education, but also in other spheres of life. Negative also, if this is responsible for spreading propaganda, misinformation, fake news, and all these things. So if you talk about the benefits of AI using the ChatGPT in education, of course, it's something that generates text which is more personally tailored to students' needs, which generates content quickly and accurately, saves time by providing students with quick and accurate answers to their questions. It creates chatbots and other interactive applications that simulate conversation with humans. Of course, can generally generate personalized quiz and text, more objective assessment evaluation, and provides instant feedback that I mentioned before. However, I think that this is, when we talk about ethics, this has to do with the ChatGPT debate. Why? Because it's necessary to be prepared in advance to carefully examine the impact in education, how to delve into the risks inherent in AI technology. So active exploration is needed on how to reconstruct the education ecosystem to cope with the challenges posed by new technologies and achieve important goals of education transformation and development. Therefore, it's necessary to think seriously about the impact, to deeply analyze the potential risks, such as data privacy breaches, algorithmic unfairness, and of course, to ensure the legitimate, fair, and transparent use of the use of technology in education, regulatory and normative measures need to be strengthened. And of course, exploration of new educational models and teaching methods is essential. So what is the debate? Usually, we say that chatbot does not, the truth is that it does not communicate the way humans do. It does not know the actual purpose of the text, the intended audience of the context in which will be used. This is the first one. Some universities can detect GPT code, but it requires expertise in natural language processing and machine learning. And also, according to recent surveys, considering using AI tools such as ChatGPT to complete assignments and exams is considered as a form of cheating. That's why it is banned in many countries, in New York, in Australia, in Italy also, and in other places. It has raised many concerns. Why? Because there is this fear that ChatGPT will create what we call lazy student syndrome. As students do not have to think about generating their own ideas or undertake rigorous research, or they won't be able to solve problems. What I think personally is that, of course, banning ChatGPT from schools, education programs is a mistake. It's not the solution, because AI is here to stay, and it's reshaping the nature of work and the human experience. So what we need to do is to adapt with this, and navigating and functioning in the world without AI skills. I think that will soon be as difficult as getting by without computer skills and internet access. So the better way is to acknowledge that change really is the only constant, and how to find ways to help students to make a good use of these AI systems, to teach our students how to discern factual information from incorrect, manipulative, or malevolent narratives or fake stories. All these things are very important. And if we talk about recommendation also, universities, of course, design innate task force, focus more on the classroom human interactions, on integrated class assignments, handwritten, possibly oral assignments, or build internet-disabled computer labs on campus, or develop new courses that are specifically designed for working with ChatGPTs and AI generators. And I think the most important, develop standard and diversity protocols for dealing with plagiarism. In Europe, we have ethical guidelines for trustworthy AI Europe. We have this lawful, ethical, robust characteristics based on what I mentioned before about human agency, about human rights, freedom of individuals, respect for democracy, principles of fairness, citizens' rights. And now it's the time to present one research. It's actually a study. In this systematic review, a total of 12 relevant articles were selected. The research from the Asian continent predominates here. What is the main objective of this research? First of all the articles found belong to the year 2023. This is due to the fact that the implementation of ChatGPT in education was implemented at the end of 2022, which did not allow enough time for studies to be conducted and articles on its impact to be published until the following year. So looking at the distribution of the studies according to the place of publication, research from the Asian continent predominates here, as we can see. If we talk about distribution of studies by population location, most of the research published on the impact of ChatGPT has been carried out through a theoretical approach with the aim of understanding the potential and challenges of this tool. The distribution of studies by methodology used This shows that the main result obtained was that the use of ChatGPT education is a great educational support. Great educational support in the teaching learning process for both students and teachers. And this is closely linked to the improvement of performance, motivation, organization, efficient time management, as well as the promotion of a more effective collaborative learning ecosystem. At the same time, all the findings show that there is a lack of teacher training regarding the use of ChatGPT for its application in use educational classroom, as many teachers do not have the necessary skills to apply it efficiently. However, it's necessary that all educational agents know how to use the tool in responsible ways, following ethical guidelines, because we all know that inappropriate use could be an obstacle in the learning process. This study shows a concern for the clear need for student training and the possible problems in the education system that can be generated after the prolonged use of this application. To find out the line of research in this field, 3 clusters were obtained from the mapping of VOS viewer. The 3 clusters are obtained, you can see, according to the label bibliometric map. The first, the red cluster, marked in red, has 19 items including application, artificial intelligence challenge, GPT critical thinking, education, need opportunity, research strategy, teacher, tool and use. The second, the blue cluster, has items like chatbot technology, class context data, development experiment, feedback, interaction, knowledge. This cluster is related to the line of research on the use of chatbots in education, including their impact on students. And the third cluster, the green one, marked in green, has 18 items, including accuracy, analysis, answer, conversation, field, higher education, information, model, etc. So this is related to research on the impact of the chatbot on teaching learning processes, including factors such as the socioeconomic, cultural, institutional, technological environment in which it is developed. So what was the discussion of these results? In the first question, what is the general state of scientific research on the use of ChatGPT in education? We're talking about very recent research, 2023. The general state of scientific research is, as I said before, limited due to the recent implementation of this application in the educational setting, because, of course, it's initial stages. I talked about 12 relevant articles were collected for a systematic review, all published in the year 2023. And this is because the use of ChatGPT in educational settings is relatively new practice. So there has not been enough time to conduct long-term studies and collect meaningful data on the impact of education until the first months of this year. In terms of geographic focus, a greater representation of studies belonging to the Asian continent was observed. The predominance of research from Asian countries may be related to the early adoption of technology in these regions and their focus on educational research. Other factors such as the availability, of course, of research funds and collaboration between university institutions may also influence this data. I mentioned before how in different countries the use of these tools has been banned in educational settings. And in relation to the methodology used in the selected articles, a high predominance of theoretical articles stands out as opposed to qualitative or quantitative data. Why? Because the development, implementation of AI technologies in education such as GPT are at a relatively early stage, so the exploration of the possibilities and challenges presents a mainly theoretical approach before conducting empirical research. Concerning the second question, what are the benefits and challenges of implementing ChatGPT in the classroom? According to this research, ChatGPT is considered as a promising tool which could offer multiple benefits for learning, which could allow content activities to be customized to the specific needs of a student, improving the effectiveness of teaching and learning. It could allow students to adapt to the learning pace and provide constant support in the knowledge acquisition process. And all this results in having a more individualized and personalized learning. Of course, this means improvement in motivation and commitment on the part of students. At the same time, ChatGPT has been proven to promote collaboration by allowing students to work together on research topics, to develop communication team skills, and it's considered as an easy-to-use, accessible tool for teachers and students, allowing for quick integration to the classroom. Many possibilities, many efficiencies, and concerning the third question, what are the future trends? After conducting an analysis using the VOS viewer software, the bibliometric analysis was performed to visualize research trends in relation to the use of ChatGPT in education. And this analysis revealed actually 3 clusters, as I said before, grouping the keywords present in the titles and abstracts of the studies found in the databases, allow us to identify the 3 main emerging research areas and the directions that the research in this field is taking. The first direction is focused entirely on the role of teacher in education setting, driven by the use of AI. The second line has to do with the use of AI in the classroom, which has on the impact and use of AI in the classroom, which has aroused great interest among educators. And the last one is related to the impact of AI on teaching the learning process, including factors such as the socio-economic, cultural, institutional, technological environment. So the conclusion of this research is that the use of AI, of ChatGPT in education is still scarce, as it tends to be a novel tool, launched in late 2022. This use has emerged as an innovative, promising tool that seeks to enhance the learning experience and foster greater interaction between students and teachers. However, it is essential to have in mind that its use presents a series of challenges which teachers must be aware of in order to avoid incorrect use. So proper training of teachers, students can be effective to know how to use the application and avoid its misuse. So with ethical implementation and proper supervision, this technology can open up new possibilities and enrich the teaching and learning process. What should happen regarding education? What we say, of course, we do not prohibit the use of AI technologies because technology advances, AI rapidly develops, the AI revolution has arrived. We need the new policies, I mentioned before, about the charters. And of course, remember, before concluding, artificial intelligence is a tool and not a threat. Thank you very much for your attention. It's a huge topic, but try to be brief in order to stick to the time. For any question, I'm here to discuss with you.
Thank you, ma'am, very much for such a wonderful and mesmerizing presentation. So it's a time for asking the questions to the speaker.
It's a field, ethics in AI, it's a field, it's a new field in research and has a very promising for new researchers, especially talk about ChatGPT. There are not enough studies on this, so for any new researcher, this is a promising field.
Yeah, I know. So I think so maybe I'll ask because I mean it was of course a wonderful presentation because there were questions many unanswered from the day one related to the ethics governing AI. So I think one of the biggest kind of maybe it could be a pessimistic one is like a compromise on the creativity using the individual creativity using the AI. So how much do you agree with this? Or
Yes, I fully agree. We have many cases in Europe in schools where students in university have obtained excellent degrees in exams using AI. You can understand all the implications of this. This, of course, should destroy creativity, the critical thinking. We create what I said before, the lazy syndrome, lazy student syndrome. And what is our responsibility as educators? So I think that everything has to do with a good user.
Sure.
The same happens with internet, the same happens with the smartphone, has happened with social media. If you use it in strictly environmental, in strictly educational environments, this could have excellent effects. If you use it in order, for instance, to pass an exam, this is not, it's a form of cheating, of course, and plagiarism, and that's why we need the detectors, ChatGPT detectors, especially universities.
True.
My opinion is that the solution is not to ban AI, which something is happening in Italy or countries. This is not the solution. The solution is to make good use and find ways in order to navigate, help navigate their students to cope with these challenges.
Okay. Any suggestion you have related? What will be the best level of introduction in the education level? I mean, with regard to the level of the students, in schools, high schools, colleges, universities, or you think like it doesn't matter? Let's start it from the KGs.
AI can be introduced in all levels of education, and I think that the best results are in special education, student special education needs. We have here in Greece, we use robots for cases for children with autism with great success because this actually helps children develop their collaborative skills. Children with autism have been proven to develop interpersonal skills. This is amazing. This is miraculous. Only through the use of robots. I think at all levels it's very important, especially if we talk about specific softwares which are individualized, personalized, and an early subject. In any subject, if we talk about mathematics or physics or English language teaching, for every subject you can find specialized softwares, and sometimes they are free. So we as teachers have a wide variety of tools that we can leverage, even for free. So there is no excuse not to be involved in AI, to complain and not to be involved in this.
All right, thank you. Any other questions we got?
Two persons raised their hands, Srinivasulu and Ratika.
Okay. Yeah, I think they were already raised.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Myself, Radhika. Your presentation is very good, excellent. My question is regarding AI and plagiarism, ma'am. Because in education, we would be actually evaluating projects and so on, and case studies and so on. So AI and plagiarism, ma'am.
Yes, it's what I said before. When I started to use AI, I posed a question to this system. I asked the system how we could evaluate students. When I received the response from this system, I was, was surprised. It was very sophisticated. The system said that we should not grade students, but should take into consideration when we evaluate them other parameters like project-based learning or socio-emotional well-being, many other things. That means that, of course, it's a very sophisticated tool, but not to use it, in order to write an essay and give it to the teacher. This is a form of plagiarism which does not lead to creativity and critical thinking. We can use it, as I said before, as a sophisticated tool. I forgot to say that here in the Greek ministry where I'm working, my colleagues use ChatGPT very recently, very often, when they have to do with Excel files. It can solve us many problems, but if we use it for these kind of things, not for giving essays or for passing exams, all have to do with the use.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And your caption is very good, ma'am. AI is a tool, but not a threat. The caption is very good, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
I'm a bit curious. Can I ask this just like a mode of not really a question, like a discussion, or to provoke our our thinking? You see, like what mentioned by Dr. Rania just now. In Australia, they ban the children using AI and all that. Yeah, in school, maybe teachers can take control. They are not allowed to bring their handphones or any gadgets into the classroom. It's possible to control it. But how if they are doing it at home? Our children nowadays are very advanced. Don't be surprised. Even primary school, they started using AI. How are we? My question is not really a question. This is something to like an assignment for every one of us to go back and find solution. How are we going to handle this sort of problem?
Yes.
Our parents are going to face a lot of.
This has to do exactly with parents. We need to organize many pedagogical sessions with parents. I want to give you a shocking example. What happens in Greece? We have 500 children who are hospitalized from internet addiction. These children don't go to the toilet. They wear pampers because they can't get detached from bed. This has to do with the screen time that these children dedicate to tablets or these AI systems. And parents, for me, are responsible. Yes, educators, of course, we are responsible for many issues, but the main responsible are parents. So what we need to do is to collaborate with parents and organize many pedagogical sessions with them. In order to give them guidelines, first of all, to reduce screen time. This is the first one. And the second, supervision, how to monitor our students. Because it will become, if it starts in pre-primary school, it will become an addiction, certainly. Because they will see it as a game, and the game is always addictive.
So it becomes again a workload on the parents also, ma'am. So
but
parents have to be trained first, I think, so from the angle of children at a younger age.
Who will train parents? Parents cannot be trained. So educators can collaborate. Should collaborate.
Some awareness to be brought to the parents.
Yes, awareness. Exactly, awareness from teachers to parents. It is not easy, believe me. It's not easy.
Yeah, it is not easy, ma'am. It is very
because parents do not understand what they're doing. When they leave children alone in the home, they don't understand the the problem.
I'm afraid I will put down the discussion here because we have the next queue.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the few, ma'am. Thank you.
Such a wonderful presentation. Chat box is also open over there, so if you want to have any queries to the individual speaker, please feel free to ask those, raise those queries over there. Thank you very much. So we'll move to the last speaker of this session. So we are honored to have with us Dr. Mohammed Zubair. He is an assistant professor of special education related to disability in the Department of Teacher Training and Non-Formal Education, Faculty of Education at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. He's a global keynote speaker, educationist, motivational speaker. He's a versatile and dedicated and professionally competent special educator, as I already mentioned, related to disability education. He's a recipient of several awards. He has an interest in the research as well, has been also the editor of the journals. And there is a big CV, of course, and he has interest also in the sports and co-curricular activities. And today he is going to enlighten us regarding, role of the AI in kind of transforming the education. So over to you, sir, Dr. Mohammed Zubair.
Hello, sir. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste to all of you. And first of all, I would like to express my gratitude for the organizers who are invited me at this platform, because this topic is very important nowadays. My friend Rania explained very well about ethics of AI, and Mrs. Ether Mala also, explained explained very well about AI. So, as you mentioned that, nowadays AI is very important, but we have to know how we can handle, this technology in the classroom, because as you all were discussing about the AI. So now this is a reshuffling phase, and we have to shape how, as a teacher or educator or as a parent, how we can use AI in our classroom effectively, because technology play always vital role, you know and first of all, I would like to say few things about technology. Nowadays I am thinking AI is very good. I always appreciate AI technology, but sometimes I observe the thing that many students are not you know reflecting on many topics nowadays, because they always try to uh, cut and paste from the tools like chat gpt, and they prepare their assignments by them. So sometimes we have to give them the opportunity to reflect on something. So the use of AI, how we can use in education, and this is the shuffling phase. And as an educator, I believe that teacher play vital role in our life, because in our students life, individual differences are there in the classroom. So technology will definitely help teachers and students, but we have to make them reflective in the classroom and the education system. So I'm starting my topic about the AI. So nowadays everybody is talking about AI, because AI is very crucial tool in modern classroom, because it can provide various advantages for both teachers, students, and all other stakeholders. So as a result, AI approaches are widely used in classroom today. For students, AI may result in more individualized instruction. Students could study the precise material that is most pertinent to them, thanks to personalized learning, which is tailored to each individual's needs. I am working in the field of special education, and I teach learning. My specialization area is learning disability, autism, and inclusive education. So lots of intervention I always prepare for my students. So AI also helping us in those things. So AI technologies can scale up and enhance individualized learning. For instance, the well-known study application Quizlet employ AI to assist users in studying more effectively by generating customized study routes. So through the usage of AI based instructors or tools, the educational process is also being streamlined with AI. Some schools and colleges have been introducing nowadays chatbots that can assist students learn more about school related issues, because teachers are often unavailable after the school. So sometimes when they have problem at home, so they can use these things. So in order to respond to questions from prospective students about the different aspects, so they can easily handle these things. So overall educational achievement is boosted, since these AI can be AI is introduced, and the rate of participation has been increased in around the globe nowadays. So AI can be accessed from any gadget at any time, as opposed to asking instructors and awaiting their response. So despite the fact that my still in my university lots of students are using AI. So but I can now presently even in like my previous speaker was saying that even primary schools or the teachers use presentation translator, a form of AI technology developed by AI tools to provide students with real-time subtitles for all the teachers in the remarks. So this is very helpful, because teachers and even in the businesses, in the corporate world, they are working together to improve education by the use of AI. So in the education field, so generally as a teacher we have to represent, we have to present in the classroom lots of things we have to present. For example, I am working in the field of learning disability. So learner, LD students are learning disability students are visual learners. So I have to use, I have to, I have to show lots of, my material in the, visual form, illustrations, pictures, and PPTs. So AI recommends, offering information in more than one format, and, lots of things we can show, we can represent. And during the class, lots of actions and expressions are required, because as a teacher, it's our duty to increase the participation of the student, because the more interaction will be taken place in class, the rate of learning will be increased. So, AI will definitely help us, more than one way to interact with the material, and to show what they have learned. And for example, students might get to choose between taking taking a pencil or paper rather than laptop or any tool in the class. So even we have to engage them, lots of so AI will encourage teachers to look for multiple ways of motivate students, lots of things teacher can do in the class, by engaging students, because AI tools are very effective, because it's give learners a variety of ways to gather information from the sources, and give learners a variety of ways to demonstrate their knowledge and skills in the class. And it also gives learners a variety of ways to connect to learning, so that individuals' learning styles are honored. So presentation is always important, like videos, animations, and the lots of tools and are available, diagrams, pictures. And how does this look in classroom? For example, firstly, provide opportunities to practice with support, and as a teacher, it's my duty to guide our students, provide opportunities for them, how we can use AI in the class effectively, and allow opportunities for and at what level it is beneficial. So we have to reduce barriers, and we have to sensitize the class, society. We have to accept the technology, and in the pandemic we have learned technology always beneficial. Lots of people in the past were saying that how technology will be beneficial. So it provides appropriate accommodations and support, and it maintains high achievement expectations in the class, AI. So while AI has numerous advantage for education, it's crucial to maintain a healthy balance between technology and interpersonal connection. So when adopting AI in education, it is also crucial to resolve privacy concerns, guarantee equal access to AI tools, and keep on an eye on kids' overall growth. And everyone can agree that AI is one of the most significant technologies in the world nowadays, and is already influencing everything from online work to our shopping habits. In every field we are using. So what is happening, the advancement of human civilization is significantly influenced by education. Since
Dr. Shabir, kindly mute yourself. Dr. Shabir, kindly mute yourself.
So, I was saying that since the beginning of the time, new technologies have brought about various changes in the way of people learn, because learning is a lifelong process, and we have to make such environment where we can increase the participation of our students in the class. So we are all trying from the past. So with the help of the internet and the digital technology, online platforms are gradually displacing traditional classroom settings. So by encouraging the participation of more students from all over the world, the modern education system has entirely eliminated the classroom space restriction. So artificial intelligence has become more pervasive in our lives over the past few decades, and has had a big impact on a variety of industries, including education. Artificial intelligence has had a significant impact on education, and has created new opportunities for transformation, shaping the education and adaptation of new teaching and learning process. So there is a need for research on how artificial intelligence is affecting education as we currently understand it, as well as how we can use. So as a result, we begin, the capacity to learn is one of the fundamental components of artificial intelligence. Intelligent systems are made to learn from information and past experiences. So this is accomplished, through the application of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, which enables machines to process data and spot patterns and give the results to us. So another essential component of artificial intelligence is, reasoning. Intelligent systems are able to use information as their, disposal to reason logically and resolve complex issues. So artificial intelligence, relies on its ability to employ intelligent system to approach and resolve a variety of problems, whether they are, logical, mathematical, or connected to information processing. So to obtain, the best answers, they can employ particular algorithms and techniques. So it is significant to note that artificial intelligence can be divided. Sometimes we can say that sometimes we use minimum level of artificial intelligence at college and school. Sometimes we are using lots of activity, tools for artificial intelligence. So the application of artificial intelligence in learning is very beneficial and essential nowadays, because it is increasingly being used in the field of education research, and it is becoming more and more obvious to everyone, because that is presents a wealth of exciting opportunities for the learning outcomes of students, and already indicates significant support for reaching goals. Because before teaching, lots of objectives are there, and we have to, as a teacher, it's my duty to achieve my desirable goals. So AI makes education better and more accessible by enabling individualized instruction. It gives quick feedback and enhance assessment effectiveness. And artificial intelligence can, therefore be included in, nowadays during the globalized world, because nowadays everything is online. But many universities are, have been introduced lots of courses in online mode. So it allows us to, use AI technology to, enhance our skills. So so AI can also be used to develop tutorials and interactive virtual assistants programs that can respond to students' inquiries and offer further clarifications and direct them in real time through the learning process. So students can gain additional help and learn at their own pace, because teacher is the facilitator. Teacher will play the role of the facilitator, and students will use the AI, and students can gain additional help. So when it comes to the the capacity to customize the educational experience for each learner or student is one of the primary ways artificial intelligence will impact education, because AI can identify flaws and automatically change content and teaching techniques to help individual performance improve by gathering and evaluating data about student progress and performance. So in this way, a more individualized and successful learning, because every it is giving the need-based education, I think, because every kid is special, every student is unique for a teacher in the class. So so here so we can say that however, despite the many advantages, artificial intelligence has for education, there are problems and worries as well. Like Rania was saying that come with its extensive applications. So these include the confidentiality and the security of the personal information, the absence of human interaction, and may have an impact on how well students develop their social and emotional skills. Because the main goal of education is not only academic knowledge, in my opinion, because I am working in the department of teacher training. So we have to develop there lots of skills, a cognitive aspect or the affective domain or the psychomotor domain. So we have to talk about the holistic approach. But when students are using only technology in an online mode, so the social aspect and the emotional aspect are lacking, because for the development of a person, overall development of a person, we have to give them the exposure in the colleges and schools, lots of cultural activities and sports we have to organize, like plays, role plays, or the sports. So that will, definitely, definitely enhance their behavior and, the personality. So which calls for, so sometimes, the technology, when we are using technology, these things are lacking. So even while there are also drawbacks, like I think there are lots of important prospects and benefits associated with the application, but sometimes, toward the jobs of the future, like while some jobs become less important as AI develops, so there are also new job opportunities will definitely arise. So it takes subject matter experts and data engineers and others. So it is commonly, recognized that artificial intelligence has the, potential to completely, effect. Definitely it will, definitely the impact of AI will, some negative impact on the professions, but it also has the potential to completely revolutionize them, because we have to use AI, and how we can make it effective in the education, or in other areas. So AI can replace, specific duties. So in this, nowadays, technology may render some professions, for example, to equip the future workforce to meet the, needs and challenges posed by technology advancement, and artificial intelligence must be adjusted to changing occupations. So we have to increase the, skills. This is the importance, and the awareness and sensitization is important in the market, because it reduces the barriers and provides appropriate accommodations for teachers, and teachers can achieve expectations, and they can achieve their goals, and it will reduce barriers to academic success for all students, and it value the diversity in the classroom, definitely. And learning goals are attained in many individualized way by many customized means. So variety of materials we can form for our learners with diverse abilities and styles and needs, and equally, because I am working in the special education, so lots of challenges. Autism students have lots of challenges, communication problem, social problem. Learning disability students have different challenges, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, aphasia. CP students have different challenges. So lots of challenges. So these tools will definitely, give teacher students a variety of material and formats according to the need, and the teaching will be interactive, and it supports for understanding and independent learning will be taken place, and many positive means, as long as we measure. It supports instructional improvement in the class, and technology not only offers flexibility to display content differently to many students, but also in marking content. Technology play a major role in the success of education, as it makes the display of content in different aspects. Some students are auditory learners, some students are visual learner in the class, some students are kinesthetic learner in the class, some visual impairment students, VI students are tactile learners. So very so as a teacher, we can achieve our goals, and we can consider learner variability, and according to the variation, according to the individual differences, assess the readiness level, skills and needs of your learners, and the challenges of the learning environment, and anticipate learning gaps and barriers that may distract, frustrate. So definitely these things will definitely help us. And AI definitely definitely are helping teachers start by connecting with the students using positive interaction, and demonstrate clarity, and the content is very simple, and they can understand very well, and lots of and the important aspect is that flexibility and ongoing education. A degree or the other credential does not end a career shift. continuous learning is necessary to stay current and competitive in the market in the age of AI. So for for the students in many areas, education must support the idea of lifelong learning and give possibilities for professional growth and retraining. So this approach is very beneficial, and building it's critical to adjust schooling to changing occupations so that the next generations of worker is ready for the opportunities and difficulties. And education may play a vital role in preparing people for their professional future. And artificial intelligence, can and will likely play a significant role in the workplace of the future in a number of ways, and its impact on education is likely to be substantial in future. So AI has the ability to transform education, and it is transforming in steps for the better by increasing accessibility and personalization, and it can be a key component of individualized learning by enabling content, pacing, and teaching methods to be customized to the requirement and preferences of specific students by concentrating on each and every student, because every student have limitations, they have potential. So we have to identify, we have to assess them, and the current level of the student we have to know. After that, we have to make goals, and we have to give them need-based education. So AI technology, AI tools will definitely help teachers to identify them, to give them the education according to their needs. And AI can be utilized to provide students with cutting edge tools and resources like design software and imaginative virtual assistants and lots of pictures, illustrations. So with the help of these tools, students will have the chance to explore the other concepts, expand their horizons, and come up with creative answers to challenging issues. So making future workforces AI is ready requires significant progress in preparing learners succeed in the future. So beyond the use of increasingly potential technology to speed up learning, AI skills gap requires further measures, and it is crucial to learn new skills for creating and decoding digital technology in the context of AI. So we have to our stakeholders have to take part. Parents and the teachers and the government have to make some policies how we can aware and sensitize the students about AI, how they can use effectively AI in their studies. So we will tackle this by focusing on we can make fresh frameworks that describe digital abilities and the limitations for instructors and students as well. So the urgent necessity for the advancements are going on. One of the key strategies utilized by government to solve their respective skill gaps. For example, nowadays, when we talk about the application of AI in the in the reshuffling, AI is in the reshuffling phase. So robot teachers, personalized education is the application. AI can help in creating personalized teaching patterns for individuals as per their potential. And tutoring, artificial intelligence can play an important role in tutoring students by solving their doubts outside the classroom, because when the teacher is not physically present and students are alone at home, so it can be possible with the help of chatbots and the other AI enabled tools will help also in solving problems. And virtual reality, people can explore and engage with the three-dimensional computer generated environment known as virtual reality by incorporating experiential learning into their lessons. And creation of smart content. Teachers can prepare smart content. AI based software tools will help in creation of smart content, PPTs, and the material or the modules, and it can also help in keeping the information up to date of the school teachers or the colleges. So multilingual teaching, and because it also supports multilingual, it has multilingual support, and there is no barrier of language. So in India, in NEP 2020, National Council of Education Research, NCERT, has started the process of developing a new national curriculum framework for education, school education, during which the potential of 4 and which the potential for adding an introductory course on artificial intelligence, that would be great. In the meantime, CBSE has introduced artificial intelligence as a subject in class 9th and 10th from 2020 and 16, their affiliated schools. So the government, has introduced 4-year integrated teacher program, ITEP, and NISTA integrated training program for teachers and principals and other stakeholders in education management. So, but so it will accelerate the progress toward SDG 4. AI is definitely a help in SDG 4, ensuring inclusive and equitable, and equity is the important in the education, quality education, and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. So, but it has several risks and challenges in implementing AI in the education sector. Both students and teachers have difficulties while trying to teach their students how to use technology. The main issue is the accessibility. Access is important because lots of barriers are there, physical barriers, the technology barriers. In schools, lots of systems are not there, laptops are not there, internet problem is there. So for example, there are 5 brothers and sisters in a family, so they have only 1 laptop and limited internet accessibility. So the main issue is that instructors are frequently not given the proper training to use the new technology in the classes. So it's our duty, it's the duty of the stakeholders to to train the students. So in more and more professionals, including education, AI is replacing the role of humans, and it may take away the the barriers, and it involves more than just teaching. So that definitely AI, the role of AI in education is automation of both academic and administrative tasks, and it has given the good opportunities for all. So so parents, teachers, and stakeholders play crucial roles in responsible and effective use of AI. For example, parents. So parent supervision and guidance is important because we have to aware the parents of the society. Parents should monitor, because parents know the limitation of their kids. They know the strength of their kids. They know which kind of behavior they have. So parents should monitor their children use of AI-based tools and technologies, because they should provide guidance on using these resources responsibly, ethically, because ethics are important in a balanced way. And privacy and data protection, because parents need to be vigilant about the data privacy of their children. They should ensure and encourage critical thinking. Parents can foster critical thinking skills by encouraging their children to question the information provided by AI. And teachers also play a vital role. For example, in the curriculum integration, teachers should incorporate all related topics into the curriculum to prepare AI driven world, and teacher can prepare lots of material with the help of AI, PPTs, and they can take support from AI tools, monitoring, in the assessment, in the professional development. So teachers also should aware our students how we can use AI technology and tools. And stakeholders like schools, administrators, and the policy makers will also play a vital role, because infrastructure and resources will be provided by the stakeholders. Educational institutions and policy makers should invest in the necessary infrastructure and resources for AI integration in schools. Ethical guidelines should be there by the government or by the stakeholders, because stakeholders should prepare ethical guideline for the use of AI in the field of education, about data privacy, biasness, or other things. And equity and accessibility we have to increase in the society, and we have to increase that community engagement. So parents play a crucial role in AI. That means, and parents can support their children by providing access to AI related resources. And teachers are responsible for integrating AI related topics, and teachers can prepare students for AI driven world by teaching them problem solving skills and the critical thinking. And what should parents and teachers do? Parents and teachers should educate themselves and their children about AI bias and fairness, and these are the things, small things we can do. And the other aspect is that what are some how what are the ethical consideration, like Rania ma'am was saying that the data privacy and the biasness and the fairness and transparency, equity, and ensuring AI is a tool for educators, not a replacement. So, so it means what role is AI is playing in higher education, personalized course recommendation, in the personalized course recommendation, in the virtual labs and simulations, and educators can stay updated by participating in professional development programs, attending conferences and webinars. And the future of AI in education is likely to involve even more personalized and immersive learning experience. So I think someone is
Dr. Shakir, could you please mute your speaker? Yeah, I think he's doesn't know his speaker is actually on.
Yeah. So AI. So it means AI can contribute to reducing educational disparities by providing quality education resources to unreserved areas, offering personalized support to each and every student, and AI can support lifelong learning by offering personalized skills, and education and policymakers should work together to develop ethical guideline and regulations for AI in education. Collaborative effort can ensure that AI technologies align with educational goals and prioritize, and it can prioritize student well-being while addressing the challenges and opportunities. So AI can analyze students' performance data and behavior patterns to identify them. Teacher can provide personalized support such as extra tutoring or resources, and can facilitate language learning by providing real-time translation and pronunciation feedback. So definitely AI is definitely working really well in the field of education. So when creating AI in education policies, equity and inclusiveness should be the guiding principle. So when creating policies, policymakers should consider a number of inclusion and equity related issues, but critical infrastructure requirement is there. For instance, exists in developing nations to enable AI in education. What are the challenges of a developing countries? So what can we learn from past mistakes in order to create long lasting and fair conditions of for digital rights in terms of access? So how might AI benefit the education given to the communities and the and groups? How can AI and digital education expand more quickly in underdeveloped nations? So although system management have been used widely, their primary shortcomings is that given that data are lots of however, lots of nations still have trouble gathering fundamental but important education statistics is there, that still lots of countries are facing about the resources. They don't have the basic facilities in their institutions like water or the buildings or the classroom or the resource room, or they have lack of teachers. So we have to remove all the barriers, because if barriers are there, so because multidisciplinary staff is required in education, and nowadays we are talking about inclusive education where each and every student is there and they are different in their potential. So a general teacher or the special educator or the physiotherapist or the doctor or the counselor, music teacher, games teacher, every teacher must be there in the school. So so these are the things on which we have to focus. And firstly, we have to make goals, identify the specific challenges and goals in AI, and we have to increase the stakeholder engagement, involve teachers, students, parents, and administration. And research and selection of AI tools is important, because research, which kind of tools are beneficial, and infrastructure and resources we have to increase. And teacher training and professional development programs for awareness and for sensitization, like workshops or the seminars or the conferences. So, and data management and privacy is important. Establish and make a clear guideline about it by the government or by the stakeholders, and curriculum integration we can do. and lots of we can monitor in monitoring and evaluation. In the monitoring and in the evaluation, it will help in the accessibility and the inclusivity. So definitely it will help the AI. So professional learning communities, and it will, in education, adaptation is very important. As we all know, you know as a teacher, there is a strong focus goal in the class, and there is a focus on variability, because when I will go in the classroom, every student is unique, and we have to use lots of accommodations and monitoring modifications. So changes in how a student access information and demonstrates learning are used in classroom instruction is important. So accommodation in the form of adaptation occurs when teacher differentiate instruction, assessment, and material in order to for example, if a child is auditory learner and I am giving the content in the written form, so I can record that content in the auditory mode. So lots of accommodations I can do. Visual presentations we can provide them, sitting arrangement. If the child is low vision, we can enlarge the print, use different methods and techniques and strategies in the class, and record a lesson and provide them, give extra time to them. So lots of accommodations we can use. Similarly, lots of modifications in the class. Adaptations, for example, every child, current level is different. So completely different homework, different problems they have, different area on which we have to work. So according to the current position, we have to provide the education. So AI is definitely helping us in dealing with the students, because it is personalized learning. AI can adapt educational content to individual based teaching and pace. The pace and need is important, the interest area is important, and there is a gap. We have to fill that gap by using different kind of strategies in the class. So AI can analyze student performance and assist students with disabilities. Like I'm working in the field of disabilities, it is also supporting, because we are talking about inclusive education, where all students are sitting together in the same setup. The tribes, the minorities, the orphans, the general, the special kids, the girls, all are sitting together, and we are providing them education in the same setup. But on the other hand, the social aspect and the emotional aspect is also essential, because nowadays the values is also important. Values play a vital role in the student life, because they follow teachers are idol for them, and AI is not a human being. They don't have the emotions. So sometimes we have to give them the opportunity in the real classroom. Socialization is also important. So this is all about from my side. Thank you for providing me the opportunity on speak on this topic.
Okay, thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. So a couple of concerns. You are the teacher who is dealing with the kids with a different ability. Particularly, you talked about the kids suffering from autism and other things. So when it comes to AI, so there are two sides of the coin. One side is like, okay, let's don't give them the tools, because you want them to reflect more, and in fact they need to be taught more so that they can reflect on the things as you mentioned at the beginning. Then on the flip side, we see that okay, they cannot grasp the things so clearly, or you will have to put more force or more emphasis on teaching them. If you use the AI tools like ChatGPT or other things, so it can act as a stepping stone for them to learn the things. So which side we should go with? I mean, do you think?
I think, in my opinion, technology is a support. I think, because I believe I am working in the field of education. I teach Bachelor of Education, Master Degree Education of students, B.Ed Special, M.Ed Special. So we always try to make a teacher who can understand the nature of the student, because every learner is different in the class. So it's right, sometimes we have to take the support of technology, and technology is important, will play a vital role. As I mentioned, that AI is personalized learning, When we talk about special education, for example, in special education, diversity is there. For example, when we talk about learning disability is an umbrella term. It covers lots of disabilities. For example, dyslexia, reading problem, dysgraphia, writing problem, dyspraxia, motor coordination and eye-hand coordination problem, dyscalculia, mathematical calculation problem, aphasia, language and speech problem. So, according to the need of the student, we have to use the technology and we have to aware them. So in which quantity and which kind of tools are beneficial. For example, a visual impairment student is there in the class. So AI technology, lots of boards and tools are there, because they are not able to, they always use braille 6-dot braille for studying. So AI will definitely help, because they can listen. So lots of tools are available. They can understand the content by listening. So definitely lots of positive and negatives are there. For example, speech recognition. So speech recognition technology, can assist individuals with speech. In my class, communication impairment is there. So it can help them communicate more effectively by converting, spoken language into text. So, for example, another example is that, sometimes special needs students need support, emotional support. So that time, this AI will not, that time AI will not help them. For example, if a child is, some student in the diverse classroom, many students are there. So some students, a student is a student of dyslexia. He is not able to read the lesson in the class. So many students are bullying. So he will feel that I'm introvert. He will feel hesitation, fear. So at that point of time, AI will not help him. At that time, teacher will help him, because teacher know the emotions. Teacher has the emotions, the social aspects. So definitely, it's all depend upon the creativity of the teacher, on in which quantity we can use AI, and we have to aware our students. And definitely the balance is a requirement. Balance is important in the AI technology or any other technology. Balance is essential, because we have to work on overall development of the student. Holistic approach is must be approach for a teacher, not only the academic area but also in the other areas as well, like spiritual or the moral.
All right. Okay. Thank you. We got any other questions? Okay. Yeah. We got a raised hand by Miss Meera. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I just want to clear one thing, sir. That is, do we need a shift from our traditional pattern of curriculum to the towards the AI form? I mean that AI is a tool, as we know that when we look into the primary level, when a child who had entered into a school, from there itself they are tuning with the AI tools by using all such things. So whether our curriculum designing, whether we need a paradigm shift, do we need that, and whether we need any regulations, while I am talking with regarding to the primary level, not in the higher education level, whether we need have any full stop, whether we need put any full stop with regarding to that, sir.
As your question is very good, because because paradigm must be shift. According to me, when the curriculum designing, when we talk about the curriculum designing of primary level, the basic of the primary education is the basic mathematical operations and the reading writing of the languages must be there. There is a minimum level of learning set by NCERT of each and every book in India, for example. So the goals must be clear at the primary level, or definitely the help of AI will, AI is a complex decision that depends on various factors. For example, educational goals and objectives and pedagogical approaches. For example, if a teacher is teaching in the class, so it all depends upon the teacher. How can they make effective use of tools in the class? For example, I am teaching addition in the class, in primary class. So I am I'm using concrete object for teaching addition. It is a traditional method. On the other hand, a teacher is using the PPTs you made by AI, or lots of videos, or the lots of graphical tools they have used, and they are showing lots of things in the class. So the main thing is that the goal, we have to achieve the goal. Definitely, with the passage of time, we have to, as a teacher, it's our duty to learn the technology, because during the pandemic, we all have seen that the technology have support us. That's why we were able to manage the education system. And secondly, paradigm must be shift. But there are lots of barriers are there, because I visited many colleges. I am working here in Jamia Millia Islamia Central University here in New Delhi. Lots of resources are here in New Delhi schools. Delhi government have provided lots of buildings and the resources and special educators in the school. But I visited many schools in other states of India. I was there for practicals. So I was shocked that the basics are not basics. The basic infrastructure was not there. I went in the college for B.Ed practical. They don't have even computer and internet facility. They don't have the gadgets. They don't have projectors and smart classes in the classes. They are following the traditional method. They are giving the instruction in traditional methods because they want to change. But the barriers, we have to remove the barriers, and barriers will be removed. Not only the single side, lots of barriers are there. Attitudinal barriers are there. So we have to aware the society. Infrastructure barriers are there. So stakeholder will help them. The agencies and the institutes will help them. But you are right. The paradigm must be shifted, because we have to use the tools to make our teaching more and more interactive. The basic principle of primary teaching is joyful learning. We have multisensory approach, and how we can use all these things, the technology or the teaching learning material or the AI tools. Teaching will be effective if we will use effectively, and we will give the need-based education to our students.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
There is background noise. Mohammed, that may start. Any other questions we got?
Please mute your mic. I think
Professor Israr,
you are the admin. I think you can.
No, I'm not the admin. So someone else is also admin there. So okay, he has already muted himself. Anyways, so we got any other questions? No? Okay, if not, so I think it's time to thank all our speakers. Thank you, Dr. Zubair, for taking time out of your busy schedule and then enlightening us regarding the role of AI in transforming the education. So thank you all the speakers. So thank you, Professor Dr. Yasser, Dr. Rania, and Dr. Zubair for enlightening us and then having those wonderful presentations. And then so we thank you on behalf of Government Degree College Kulgam and on behalf of our collaborators, that is Capco Marine Trust. We thank to all our participants for being over there, making this session an interactive one. We thank to our technical team and our admins for making these things possible. So thank you all once again for being over there. Have a wonderful time. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you.